Member of Parliament for Clotekole, Dr. Agyemang-Rawlings, wants more attention to be paid to the country's kindergarten and basic schools. She says Ghana can only succeed as a nation if education is made the prime focus. Speaking at the 5th International Multidisciplinary Conference for Postgraduate Students at the University of Education, Winneba, Dr. Agyemang-Rawlings called for a frank discussion on the remunerations of teachers in the country. Here's Richard Kwejenyako's report.
Dr. Agyemang-Rawlings at the Graduate Students Association's International Conference intimated the country could lose heavily if some attention was not given to the foundations of Ghana's education system. Not only that, she also believes the drivers behind Ghana's education system, teachers, should be remunerated very well so they could give up their best.
I'm hoping that more and more the emphasis on the level of experience and expertise that we have for those who are teaching the younger ones at the kindergarten level should become a very, very serious priority, because that is the foundation. When the foundation is weak, everything else that's built on it is not as strong as it ought to be. The discussion on the remuneration of teachers is one that is constantly talked about, but perhaps we're not dealing with it well enough. Unfortunately, it becomes a partisan issue at some point. It becomes a political issue, which it is in many ways. But fundamentally, it is about ensuring that those who are building the foundations of our nation know that we value them as a nation.
Dr. Rawlings also tagged on the cultural element of the country's education system.
And stop thinking that becoming educated means leaving all our culture and traditions behind. There are very good things in our traditions, there are good things in our culture that we must hold on to and inculcate into our education. That is what makes us unique. That is why we can look at China and say China has achieved this, or India has achieved that, or Singapore has achieved this or that. The reason is they understand the value of a hybrid system between what they have as their cultural beliefs, as their tradition, and the education that is modern.
Education Minister Dr. Osei Educhum, whose speech was read on his behalf by Dr. Eric Nkansa, intimated the Ministry of Education was working on the entire system of education to make students assertive and creative.
The Ministry of Education is repositioning the entire educational system to produce a critical mass of assertive and empowered Ghanaian students, equipped with the essential skills for socio-economic transformation.
Vice-Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Reverend Professor Anthony Afu-Broni, explained the university had taken steps to run professional programs for untrained teachers in Ghana's education system to give them a professional touch. Thus, the university was training 200,000 untrained private school teachers to professional degree holders. He throws more light on this.
This is to support the Education Ministry in its efforts to deliver quality education for the empowerment of the masses.
The graduate student had a concern, and the concern was on the researches that are left on the bookshelves only to be cited as reference materials for another research. They want it to be used for something more valuable that would solve societal challenges. From Winneba for JoyNews, Richard Kwejenyako's.